Do y'all see that? Oh my God, he's so good. Nice and tender too. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get right into the video. So first things first, I take each one of my chicken breasts and I just kind of pat dry it so it gets all that moisture away. And I just place it on the plate. And I do the same for each one. So just pat dry. After most likely 2 of them, you're gonna have to get a new napkin. So just pat dry it. Make sure you get all that moisture away. Get some money. And I just pat dry. Get all that moisture. So then I place it on the plate as you see here, in which I'm gonna just put the plate on top and I space them out. And then so now I'm gonna go ahead and season it. So to season it, I use garlic powder, complete seasoning, Creole seasoning, ground paprika, and black pepper. So I'm gonna just go ahead and season all of it. For this part, you don't really need to season it too much because you're still gonna let it marinate as well. And then of course you gotta season your flour, and then the real taste comes from the sauce of the hot honey. We're just gonna give it a light little season, that way when you actually bite into it, you taste it within there, which is also why you have to let it marinate. And I've come to learn with chicken breast, you don't really gotta season it too much because it's gonna absorb that seasoning. So it's like, don't drown it in seasoning or it's gonna be salty. So just a little sprinkles of everything. And so then I'm just gonna rub it in on the front and back. And then place it in the bowl. And do the same for all 3. Put it all in there. Okay. I really should have left it on the plate, so I'm gonna put it back on the plate. Don't mess up like me. Because these are gonna be chicken tenders, so we wanna go ahead and cut them. So place it on there and just cut it in the length of a tender. I'm gonna sharpen my knife. So then like a length of a tender, and then place it in the bowl. So place it in the bowl. So now we can place this in the sink. Let's put this to the side. So now we're working with the bowl. So with the bowl, for the first reason is so each one can have its each individual taste. But I'm gonna go ahead and fill the bowl with a little bit of milk, and then from there, we're just gonna put the seasonings again because obviously it's gonna be soaked up in that milk. I normally use buttermilk, but I didn't get a chance to run to the store for buttermilk, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use my normal Horizon organic milk and just pour it in there. I'm just gonna use the rest of it because it's finished basically. Need to run to the store. So just, and then I'm gonna just take the Same seasonings again, and just sprinkle it in there. And just keep those same seasonings out because that's what we're gonna use to season the flour as well. So just put that in there. And then we're gonna grab the top for this. Just shake it up in there. And then this is how it's gonna look once you shake it all up in there. So you're just gonna let that marinate for about 2 to 3 hours. Normally I do it overnight, but I decided that I wanted to make this last minute. So I'm just gonna let that marinate in there for about 2 to 3 hours. And from there, we'll pick up afterwards. So toodles, I'm gonna let this marinate for a little bit and we'll be back. Okay, so it's been 2 hours. Like I said, normally I let this marinate overnight, but it was something I decided I wanted to cook last minute. So I let it marinate for about 2 hours, which is just in time for dinner. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my wet batter and then my dry batter. So since this is going to be a hot honey taste, I'm gonna go ahead and get out my hot sauce. It can't be hot without the actual hotness. So we're gonna use Crystal's hot sauce to give it that hot taste. So first, I'm gonna go ahead and take this, which is like the marinated mixture that I use with the milk and the seasonings. I'm just gonna pour some of that juice in here. Well, not necessarily juice, but the mixture itself, or the milk. I'll just pour some of it in here. Try to get most of it if I can, because I know it wasn't that much. Most people are gonna be like, well, why do you use this as the wet batter? Because I'm going to add something to it, in which I don't want to just throw in there. So this is going to be a very small wet batter, but it's okay. So I'm going to take 2 eggs and I'm going to put them in my wet batter. Okay, I cracked this one weird. It's okay. We're going to improvise. Why are they cracking like that? Whatever. Oh, I got a shell in it. I got a shell. Oh, freakers. Got it out. Okay. And so then I'm going to get a spoon and just mix that in there. But also to my wet batter, I'm going to add some hot sauce. By the way, while I'm doing this, I also have my oil on. I always start it off on high and then I reduce the heat once it gets to the desired temperature. We dropped some hot sauce, but that's okay because we're gonna wipe that right up. And I think I dropped some seasoning on here earlier. I did, but it's okay. You clean up afterwards. So I added some hot sauce to my wet batter. And then I'm gonna add some more of the seasonings. When I cook, sometimes I forget what seasonings I put. Like when I fry, obviously I'm gonna keep using those same seasonings for each section of it. So the flour part, the mixture, and then the wet batter. And which is why I always tend to leave it out somewhere so I don't have to, oh, which seasonings did I put? And then just mix that all in there for my wet batter. And then here's my wet batter. Okay, and then now I'm gonna make my dry batter, which is going to be using flour, of course. I'm out of cornstarch. Normally I'll use cornstarch and flour, but in this case we're just gonna use flour. I gotta run to the store. This was like a last minute cook and I didn't feel like going to the store because I was just doing too much. I might as well just use the rest. Y'all, help a girl out. I'm playing. Oh, I need some flour. Okay, that's okay. So now for my dry batter, like I said, I normally would add a cup of cornstarch, but in this case, we're just gonna do flour. So I just add the seasoning to my dry batter. And then we can most likely mix that in there. So I have my wet batter, my dry batter, and my mixture. So, could take these spoons out. Now, when I open this up, I'm just gonna first dip it in the flour. So just dip it in the flour. And then into the wet batter. And then back into the flour. And then we fry. So the parts that look like crinkly and stuff is gonna give it that crunch look, that crunch texture. And that's how you want it with chicken tenders. Who wants some soggy tenders? So I'm gonna do this to all the tenders. I don't start frying until I do this to all of them. That way I can just keep placing them in the hot oil rather than having to while watching on them in the oil. I learned that because it's easier that way they don't burn. And yeah, so I'm gonna do that for all of them, and then I'm gonna go ahead and fry them. So now they're sizzling real good. Look at them, look golden. These still cooking over here. If I just drop them in. The flour I had was not enough, so I most definitely have some left. But I'm gonna let this marinate overnight, so I know when I make them tomorrow they're gonna be extra good. I might do a different type of sauce, probably like a honey garlic or teriyaki. But let's get into how golden these are. Let's look at them. These are the done ones. Real nice and golden. Frying is literally the easiest thing. And a tip when frying, I always keep me on a pot of, it can be like Fabuloso or the Downy Bees, I prefer. Just that way the house still kind of smells good. Right after I'm done frying, I'll probably put it on a higher temp. Look, I'm just so like fascinated by how golden these tenders are. Like Chick-fil-A ain't got nothing on me, baby. But we're gonna go ahead and save that mixture for tomorrow and my wet batter, and we're gonna try a new dry batter because these tenders literally soaked up all the little flour I did have left, but it's okay. Okay, so for the sauce in a pan, I added 1 full stick of butter on medium heat with some hot sauce. Put as much to taste based on how hot you like your tenders. And then I put about half a cup of honey. Don't get on me, I know I'm out. I just basically use it the rest for this. Don't get on me too much. I know your girl gotta go shopping, down bad right now, hungry, starving. But this is it right here. The honey that I use is called Local Hive. I get a lot because I tend to use honey for a lot of things. I'm trying to get the rest out just to use it for the rest of this. I'm trying to get the rest out to use it for the rest of this because there's no point to put that back up there. Like, it's barely nothing left. But this is like the sauce look, and it just looks so good. I just let it simmer, and so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off completely. And now we just gonna add it to our tenders. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and add my sauce to my tenders. Make sure I get all that sauce out. We don't wanna leave no sauce behind. Just place this in the sink. And just look how that looks with the sauce in there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and shake that up. And look at those tenders. Oh, one of them lost the skin. Oh, I have to give y'all a closer view. Hold on. Okay, so now I somewhat plated it. I'm still getting better at plating, so don't do me. But if you want to make anything look good or fancy, add some parsley, baby. Just add some parsley. You know where you see that green stuff on the top, it's like, oh, what she done made. Oh, you see how that just changed the way that look? See that? Just add some parsley. Add some parsley. That's all you got to do. Add some parsley. And I got some dip on the side. Got a little chunks in there, but that's okay. And this is the ending of it. This is how it came out. Very fancy looking, a little bit. Let me stop. This ain't chicken tenders, this chicken tender. Hey, okay? You know, hey. But I'm gonna go ahead and try them, and I'm gonna tell y'all what I think. Y'all already know they're gonna be bomb. Chef D in the kitchen, whipping it up, bitch. Stop playing. Okay, stop playing. Oh, my bad, I almost forgot. In honor of whatever brand name is on Instagram and TikTok, you already know I got a Bev. Yeah, stop playing. Yeah. Y'all, I already started eating them. Messing up my dress. Listen, don't do me that good. Oh, God. I see that. I see that. This tastes so good. Just look at all that juiciness. It's so good. 10 out of 10. We'll try again. I'll be on TikTok. Oh my God, look at my dress. I'm gonna go finish my candle. Anyways, thanks for watching. Stay tuned if you want to see some more food videos. Like, subscribe, share, and comment suggestions for my next videos. Now, me and my tender's finna go have a date, and I'm finna go be fat and mess up my dress some more. Later.